All right. Call to order the City of Natchitoches Planning and Zoning Department Commission meeting, May 4th, 2021. Call to order comments. Are there any comments by the director?
No, sir, not at this time.
Roman numeral 2, roll call, Ms. Oaks.
Ron Brown,
Here.
Ricky McAllister, Charles Whitehead III,
Here.
Ethel Blake,
Here.
Jamie Flanagan,
Here.
Michael Lewis,
Here.
Bobby Claiborne,
Here.
Anita DuBois,
Here.
Isaac Lewis.
Here.
All right. By my count, that's a quorum, Ms. Rock. Roman numeral 3, approval of the minutes of April 6, 2021. Recordings of all city meeting videos has now been posted on the city's website. To watch those videos, the user can subscribe to the city's YouTube channel at City of Natchitoches, LA, or visit the city's website, https://www.natchitochela.gov/content/meeting-videos. The commission members have been provided by the proposed minutes in their mailings or emailings. If there are any corrections or additions or substitutions, please make a motion to do so. Otherwise, I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes as proposed.
I so move. Second.
Motion by Claiborne, second by Brown. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Those pass. Roman numeral 4, old business. There's no old business, is that correct?
No
Ms.
old business at this
All right.
time.
Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection A. The application by Lewis and Sherry Whitlow to request a variance at the following lots 1 and 2 of Block E of East Natchitoches, less 45 feet, both lots. Variance requested 25 feet of the 25-foot corner of yard to set a replacement metal carport, 401 Henry Avenue, exhibit number 1 in Commissioner's packets, Council District 1. If the applicant or the designee will come forward and tell us about your application.
Come here, Mr. White. Remove your mask, Mr. Whitelaw, too. Remove your mask and speak into the microphone for me.
Mr. Whitlow, I'm sorry. Ms.
Whitlow,
Excuse me a second. Ms. Rocky, what, the summary of the application by Mr.
Mr. Whitelaw?
Yes.
So what's happened, there was a carport that they had there. Would you scroll down, Mr. Stanger, so we can show you? This is a non-conforming use structure. If you can see the little carport that's sitting out to the right, that structure has been demolished, correct? It actually goes all the way out to 25 feet of the corner yard setback. And from that end of the carport to the street is a 7-foot right-of-way. So what he's wanting to do is to go back in the same location with pretty much the same structure or material, or you're doing a different
We're
material?
gonna do, have it built wood.
It's gonna be a
with
wood
metal
structure.
roof, but slanted so no snow or will settle on top.
So we're gonna have to request a variance of the 25-foot corner yard setback so they can go back and replace that carport.
But it pretty much is the same footprint as before.
Yes, it is.
All right. Mr. Whitlow, please, if there's any corrections you need to make.
No, everything is correct as stated,
All
yes.
right. Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else to speak on behalf of the application of Whitlow? Is there anyone in opposition of the application of Whitlow? Hearing none, discussion by commission members.
This is just to replace what was there before, right? Yes. Okay.
The commission have a pleasure.
I move to approve.
Motion by Claiborne to approve, second by Lewis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. That'll be final in 10 days. Just keep in contact with Chantrell.
You're welcome.
All right? Roman numeral 5, old business, subsection B, the application of Mr. Julius Armstrong to subdivide the following lots 1, 2, and 3 of Block 3 of Pinecrest addition for residential development, 1242 Dixie Street, Exhibit Number 2, Councilperson District Number 4. Is there anybody here to speak on the application of Armstrong?
No, and we actually made a phone call to remind Mr. Armstrong that we did have this meeting, and he was the one that suggested that he be placed on this agenda. However, we have not heard anything else from him, so I guess.
Well,
we'll-
looking at the application, it doesn't look like a bad application, does it, Ms.?
No, it's not a bad application. All he's doing is taking those 3 lots and combining them into one.
That's kind of what we encourage, right?
Correct?
Especially in that neighborhood.
Right.
What's the director's preference? Do we want to defer it to the next meeting or table it to the next meeting or?
We'll just table it because I'm not sure what Mr. Armstrong is wanting to do. Well, I know what he wants to do, but we've advised him against that, and I'm not gonna speak on his behalf right
understand.
now because he's not here. So we can defer it or table it until the next meeting. We'll just do that until he decides to come.
Based on the director's preference of tabling this, do I have a motion?
I move that.
Second.
Mr. Brown moves to
Until the next meeting.
table to the next
Second.
meeting. Mr. Lewis, seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection C, the application by Adrian Marvisi to rezone the following lot 5 of Broadmoor subdivision, unit number 2, less 0.011 acre to the highway department from B3 commercial to B3 commercial with additional BA zoning for consumption on premises, 109 South Drive, Exhibit Number 3, Councilperson District Number 3. Ms. Rock.
Okay, let me just give you a little history on this. As you know, BA zoning is the zoning to allow the consumption on premise or the sale of alcohol by a restaurant for consumption on premise. At this particular location, this used to be El Patron Restaurant, the Mexican restaurant. They sold to another company called the Greek Coffee Shop. The Greek Coffee Shop did not have or did not use liquor. They did not sell liquor. So within that year's time that they were there, that BA zoning was reverted back to just B3. Now with the purchase by this company, Romo's Italian Kitchen, they're needing a BA zoning. So in order to be able to sell the drinks that they have for their restaurant, we've asked them to come back before us to reapply for their BA zoning. According to our ordinance, that for whatever reason may be, if a business ceases to exist after 90 days, that company has to come back, or whatever company that comes after that have to reapply for BA zoning. So in this instance, to make sure that we're in compliance with our BA zoning and the city standards, we've asked that they come back before us. So if you guys don't mind.
Have you had any oppositions to that application?
I have not had anyone to make any acknowledgement.
Please identify yourself for the record and we'll
Hello,
go
ladies
forward.
and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Argen Mariusi, and I'm the owner of Roma's Italian Kitchen around here in Louisiana and in Texas as well. So we are originally from New York. We moved 3 years ago to Shreveport, and now we are extending with the restaurant business. We visit Natchitoches, Louisiana a few times and get in love with the city, community, and we decide, and we find the location right there, and we decide to put a restaurant there. We got this, this location, I think we got for a year already, but we did not have that much time to spend on it, so it was busy with the other stores, so now is the time that we're putting things together to open up this location. What we do is, it's a family-owned business run by me, my parents, and my brothers. We sell homemade Italian pastas, homemade Italian pizzas, homemade bread, homemade sauce. It's everything made from the scratch. We also sell wine and liquor. So if you go in an Italian restaurant, you know, if you got a little small pasta, you deserve to have a glass of wine. So we're here. And construction should be done according to the contractor that we have there. Should be done this Sunday. It's fully renovated inside, replace few things outside, so, and then we'll take it from there.
All right, any questions for Mr. Adrian? Any opposition to this application? Hearing none, discussion by commissioners.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Claiborne. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, because it's a rezoning, you'll have to come back. Ms. Rock will tell you the dates where you have to come back to the city council. I would suggest you come back for both meetings because people want to talk at the first meeting. They really can't talk, but they will.
I will be back.
But I don't think you'll have any problem.
Thank you so much, appreciate
Thank
every
you.
one of you.
Roman
Thank you.
number 5, new business, subsection D, the application by Walter Durr for a variance at the following location, lots east on the side of Washington Street, north by Williamson, east by Cane River Lake, south by Ravine. A variance requested, variance of 3 feet of the required 3-foot minimum fence height of the required front yard to install a wrought iron fence around the perimeter 10541 Washington Street. Exhibit number 4, councilperson district number 2. Ms. Oaks.
Well, this is Mr. Durr. I think he would do an awesome job better explaining what his application will be
Okay.
better than I am. He actually has a location down at 1041 Washington Street. It's
All right.
actually a stick-built structure. The green and white house that kind of drops down on the little area there. Mr. Durr, I think you'll do an awesome job explaining that application.
Thanks, Ms. Rock. Good evening, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to address
Mr.
you.
Durr, let me hold you up for a second. Y'all don't have to stay if you want to leave. I don't want to deplete your audience, but there's no reason somebody needs to stay. Go ahead, Mr. Durr, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries. So we purchased the house at 1041 Washington, closed on January 20th, knowing that there was quite a bit of work that needed to be done. We're here before you tonight asking for a variance in the height of the fence that we would intend to put around the perimeter. Our intention, our current situation is the property has no fencing on it whatsoever. And that, in our opinion, creates a bit of a safety and security risk for those that are going to inhabit the house. We have a more than keen interest in the house because my daughter's a freshman softball player here at NSU, and she and her roommates are going to live in the house, and I want to provide as much safety and security as I can for them. Our plan is, if approved, would be to construct a 6-foot tall wrought iron fence around the property. We have submitted a site plan with our application to show where the fence would go. We would install brick-faced columns at about 30-foot intervals. Those columns would be about 7 feet tall because we want them taller than the fence. My architect tells me to make them look the way they're supposed to look relative to a wrought iron fence. Would be a sample of how we would finish the brick on the columns. We want them to look as much in period as we can. We were here last night in front of the Historical District Commission, and we're putting brick underneath the house as well, and it would match the columns. And so we want it to all look as uniform, but as in period as we can. We put access gates across the drive, and lights on top of each of the columns, which I've also provided a sample of. They're gonna not be solar lights, they'll be electric lights, but they will have a solar eye on them so that they come on at dusk and go off at daylight. That's what brought us here today, is we're looking for approval to do that. We do have two neighbors who have wrought iron fences right across the street from us. Both of those neighbors have 6-foot wrought iron fences. And so I submitted pictures of their fences just to indicate that we're not gonna be a standout in the area. We'll be fairly common as everyone else is.
Thank you, sir. Is there any comment on the application of dirt?
Well, the good thing about it is it'll be across the street. It won't be like the ones across the street that when you get to that corner, you can't see around those columns. So it's dangerous trying to come out right there, but yours will be on the opposite side of the street, so it won't be in the way of traffic.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lewis. Is there any other comment? You have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by,
Second.
Claiborne. Is that a second by, Lewis?
Yes, second.
One of the Lewises. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming. Is there any office activities?
Not at this time. I do want to let you know about the application that we
You gotta let us
had.
know about Starbucks. I mean, everybody
Well-
wants to know about Starbucks.
Yeah, really.
The thing with Starbucks was, though, they didn't really just say, we are Starbucks. We had a developer that came and they were looking for permit applications. And the lady was like, we're Starbucks. I'm like, so can I publicly say we're Starbucks? And she never really just said yes, but she didn't say no either. So once they paid for a permit, we just kind of
You got that money though, didn't you?
We did. We did do that. But I was actually gonna talk about the St. Maurice Lane on that other end that came before us last month. They have not come before us again, but they will come back with another presentation, just to put you back on the scale to know what's
Well,
happening.
hopefully they'll come back with something more,
I think they'll come
specific.
back a little bit more prepared this time. They'll have their lots set on what they're wanting to do. They'll be more defined in what they're wanting to present to us.
Well, I hate to get on them, but it was really not specific.
Correct.
But as far as you know, there will still be the same number of lots and residences
Well, we just
in
have to
there.
see.
Yes. Well, I'm thinking it will be.
The general gist
But-
I got from them, that's how it would be, but,
Mhm.
you know, we can't prejudge it, but if it's not much more than adding 20 feet to something, I don't know how they address our concerns, Ron.
Do we have,
And,
We've been down that road before.
Absolutely.
go ahead, Mr. Lewis.
do
I'm
we
sorry.
have a map of Natchitoches that we can pull up?
Not right now, not of
Probably
that
not.
area.
Not here, but it exists.
Yeah. I mean, I do have the thing in the office, but I didn't think to bring one for tonight. If I would have thought about it, I would have sure had it for tonight to show you. But I didn't think about showing that area
The reason I
right
asked,
now. Well, bring it up if you can. And while he's bringing that up, I just wanted to say congratulations to Miss Jamie for her doctorate.
Dr.
For her doctoral. You, Miss Jamie, you want to say something? I mean, that's a
Hey.
feat that everybody is, not able to go for.
Well, and I can tell you, it is not for the faint at heart. The last month has been rather interesting, and so that was why I ended up missing the last meeting, because I was getting ready to leave out to come to the meeting for April, and I was called and was like, hey, we need you to make these changes, and I was up against a deadline. But it is definitely something that I have wanted to do for quite some time. But due to life, I had to keep, prolonging, and then finally the opportunity presented itself. And so with God's grace, I have been able to accomplish it. So thank you so much.
Job well done, Ms.
Very
Brown.
good. So, yeah,
I love how that sounds.
do we have to call you Dr. Jamie now? Is that,
Well, you can just call me Dr. Commissioner.
okay, Doc, maybe?
Jamie, all I hope is that you're not as mean as my sister, Dr. Stacy.
No, I'm pretty cool.
Maybe mean's not as harsh as Dr. Stacy. How about that? You've seen her.
Yeah, we know. Where you guys at?
What are you looking at, Mr. Lewis?
I noticed on Airport Road,
No, we just look at it, we take the time, we got a public meeting, good Lord, that's how we do it.
okay, I noticed on Airport Road, you go down Airport Road, there's trailers everywhere.
All right,
It's crowded, it's extremely crowded. Now, when they came in last month and talked about expanding over on St. Maurice Lane, I had the wrong idea. I thought that they were talking about before you get to the school.
it's right after the school.
Yeah, after the school,
Right.
there's a lot of farmland out there.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, in full disclosure, my brother-in-law farms that, and he wishes he didn't have to farm it.
Yeah. Yeah, all those trails. Now, if we go to, St. Maurice. In which direction is that?
Go north.
Keep going.
You're going towards.
While he's paying, when, you know, if you notice,
You get it from,
everything is populated pretty good. Now, if Natchez is gonna expand over on St. Maurice in the farmland, we'll probably be the other way.
go the other way, Steve.
Over here?
Yeah, you're sensitive, Nicole.
I see.
Way down, where, there's the second bridge. On St. Maurice Lane. There it is, right there.
Yeah,
Make it as big as you can. If you, big
So-
enough for everybody to see that.
Gotta ask the mailman.
that's it.
That's a strip of land.
So, Bobby, nobody cussed you from right there, right? Right that?
Yeah.
Nobody cussed you on that. Everything south and everything east and west, they got on you, but that piece they didn't give you a hard time about.
30.
So, Mr. Lewis, what were we
That-
talking?
That's probably one of the most obvious spots to be.
Well, what they're talking about is putting something in here. Right up here about to, right here.
Correct.
This rock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things we're concerned about. We don't think this is
It's not a full-service road.
it's not a public service, it's not a full city road. The school put it in there because,
You go
guess
back to-
what? They own the property. And so that's the problem, is that you've got all this stuff they wanna put in here. And so they ultimately put a one-way in and one-way out. One way in, one way out. And so that's the problem that they had. And the comment I made previously, and like I say, my brother-in-law farms this. He only farms it because he has a 500-acre tract that the Gahagans make him. If he wants that 500-acre tract, he has to farm this 40-acre tract. So there's no conflict here. But they want to come in here and put that in there, and we've got one way in and one way out so far as the fire department says. And, you know, ultimately, what happened in this deal is J.H. Williams and his estate landlocked this stuff. They sold off these pieces, and it's this self-inflicted gunshot wound that they want us to solve for them. And I understand that we don't need to strand property But we can't let people do stuff that landlocks themselves and wanna come and do things that are not proper and let us salvage them.
So they'll come back with a different plan.
They're gonna come back with a different plan, but I'm not sure it's gonna be severely different. Is that the way you look at it, Chantrell?
Right.
I mean, I think they're gonna expand their lots about 20 feet, but it's not gonna be, the ins and outs are not gonna be different.
My thing was, if they were to develop that road, that little road that's
Right.
right there behind
That
the
school
school,
drive, I think is what they call it.
the school drive, if they were to develop that road and have another access point.
Upgrade.
Upgrade it to make it a full standard road.
Right.
And have an access or exit way through there, plus another access or exit way coming back up to St. Maurice, then I wouldn't feel so queasy about it.
And so,
but isn't that-
to use my old man thoughts, you want them to upgrade that road between M.R. Weaver and East Natchitoches Junior High. I don't know if that's what they're called now, but that's what they were called when I was growing up. But bring those up to
To
27-foot curb and gutter streets.
But isn't that the same road that they used to go back to those ballparks?
Oh, absolutely. but
They
that's
do.
That's occasional.
And they travel that road frequently,
And
that road,
and it's packed
it is,
during ball season.
it is.
It's hard to get through there during ball season.
Probably had 60 some more cars on there.
So, Mr. Lewis, that's what differentiates it a lot in my mind, the way we felt before, was the access situation.
Absolutely.
Whereas you have a lot of residences, those mobile homes on Airport Road, you know, that's an open road that goes out both ways, right?
But,
Right.
yeah, but we kind of beat them up a little bit to make sure it was like that way.
Yeah.
You remember Mr. Aldridge showed up with a fully engineered plans for the Blue Bayou. We said, no, you gotta redo that. And I thought he was gonna have a stroke right here. But
Those
I'm
trailers are
serious
tight.
about it. We just gotta get access in there. And if they're willing, I'm
Yeah.
not sure that we have an objection if they're willing to upgrade School Drive, if that's the right name for it.
I think it is.
So that's a road
That's
that,
the outlet that goes between M.R. Weaver and East Natchitoches Junior High.
but it's not built on property owned
No,
by the school board.
it's something the city put in to access the
The ballpark.
ballparks. It's a convenience road, it's not a real road.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Did you
y'all
want to
for
pass
coming.
your menus around?
Thank you, I'm
Did you wanna
sorry we
let
got
them
out
take
of
a
the
look at
weeds
your
on y'all. Thank you so much, we appreciate you investing in the community.
Yes,
No, absolutely. Give me two.
They read my mind.
You know you can't order food tonight,
Just
right?
saying it.
Is this dyed food? Because that's what I need. I need dyed food.
Thank you.
So what are you opening? I'm looking forward to it. And I do have a glass of wine in my.
I don't know.
Hey, that'll work.
How many outs? do you have?
I keep you
Is
informed.
there anything else we need to do on the record?
I like that. I got you.
Miss Oaks,
You're welcome.
Miss Oaks, is there anything else we need to do on the record?
All those trailers, one out.
All right? Thank you. Ms. Rock, anything else we need to do? on
No,
the
we do not. We don't have anything else right now.
Reverend Claiborne,
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
second by Lewis.
Thank you, everyone.
All opposed, like sign.